Good afternoon, family, and welcome back to another episode of Godspeed, where we provide you a weekly market overview for the Lexus LC500. All right, family, really thankful that I feel like I'm finally starting to get my voice back. I appreciate you guys' patience over the last few weeks. On tonight's episode, my hit list is including an amazing 2018. Guys, we got a 2019 Inspiration series that I've been watching the price drop before I got in front of you, and I think we just hit the perfect trigger point. And then finally, a 2021 option, and family, all of these are under $71,000 this week. So super excited to get those in front of you. This week, YouTube has got a great deal of content, guys, on the new 2024 Inspiration series dubbed the Ultimate Edition. And some of that content actually includes content from our buddy David out at Automotive Press, who's actually picked up his new hardtop this week. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look at his video, please go out there and do that. But our video this week, however, comes from White Details out of UK. I've chose this video because it's an amazing detail and videography of this very unique edition, and I can't wait to get this in front of you guys. And this week's Aftermarket Showcase takes a little bit of a twist, right? And we actually take a look at one of the most detailed 118 models available of this amazing masterpiece called the Lexus LC500. All right, family, let's get into tonight's episode. But before we do, smash that like button for me, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notifications every single time we drop a video. Review for February the 23rd, 2024. Guys, I got a cart full of goodies out here this week, but I'm going to focus on the three that I've spotlighted for us. Okay, the first one is a 2018. Now, we don't have a lot of photos on this one, family, but, you know, this thing is a Caviar. We've got black Alcantara interior in it. Okay, this is indeed the sports package. You see that we've got some blacked out wheels right there. Obviously, those were blacked out aftermarket because of the year. And then let's look at the deets on this guy, right? So 4,000 miles. And that's why I got it in front of you, right? Because the price is a little bit on the higher spectrum, but let's face it, I think it's very much validated with what we're looking at here, okay? So again, Caviar exterior, black Alcantara interior. We've got 4,000 miles on the speedometer. This one's showing no history on it, family, but so we want to make sure that's something new that I'm seeing out here on Car Gurus. I don't know if it's just a glitch, but sometimes I'm able to actually come out here and get a little bit more details in the description down here. Unfortunately, not so much on this one. So if you're absolutely looking at this one and you want to partner with Buick GMC out here in Plano, Texas, make sure you ask for that Carfax, which absolutely shouldn't be an issue or a problem to get. Another piece, right? You shouldn't have to pay for that either. That should be an absolute new thing here. But guys, we got this beautiful vehicle coming in at $67,994. Now, that is a tad bit pricey, but we've seen more expensive higher mile options, right? And this thing is spec'd out. I mean, it's got the best package you can get on it. It's got the second to best package you can get on it, right? So we don't have the performance package, but what we do have is we've got the sports package. So you get the 21-inch wheels, you get the Alcantara interior, you get that limited slip differential in the rear, and on this one you've got tint and you got the carbon fiber OEM factory spoiler back here. And guys, this thing just sitting stands. I mean, it looks absolutely amazing, right? The other thing is that it's a plus because it's at a dealership, and then it's a plus because it's at a Buick GMC dealership. So my thought process, while this still looks to be a very good deal, considering the mileage on this car, I still think, you know what, you got an opportunity to come in here and do a little wheeling and dealing and hopefully get this bad boy down into that $66,000 price point. And I think that would be a steal of a deal, okay? All right, next up, family, let's take a look at this gorgeous 2019 Inspiration Edition. Guys, we talk about this yellow, flare yellow color all of the time. And when I tell you this thing is absolutely gorgeous, I mean, it just is, right? I mean, this is going to be one of the iconic color combinations for this car. Now, what I will say, however, is that, listen, if I'm getting this flare yellow, baby, you better believe I'm getting it in Inspiration series, because I don't think any other version of the yellow is going to do this thing justice, right? So obviously, the cool thing about the Inspiration series is that it sits on the performance package. So you've got the carbon fiber top, you've got the retractable spoiler, right? You got all the rear steering, adaptive steering stuff, and you got everything the sports package and the touring package has as well, okay? All right, this one's beautifully done. I love that we got this one coming in at a Toyota dealership. Look at that gorgeous interior. And this is what I'm saying, guys. I think, I've seen this yellow because obviously, once we got to the bespoke edition, you could pull this yellow exterior and you could bake it with some other different interior colors, black, toasted caramel, etc. But if I'm not mistaken, I do not believe you have the option to build it with this, what they call bespoke yellow. Okay. I love this series too, because we get the carbon fiber door seals with the Inspiration in the carbon fiber door seals. We don't get the little plate, but I'm perfectly fine with that, right? I mean, I know some people love to see that plate. I'm not so much a fan of the plate being right there, okay? Unless it's a really, really sexy plate, right? Okay, but this car is absolutely gorgeous. That's what I'm talking about. You get that little yellow even on the Inspiration series right there. We can't see it all. But guys, the killer on this one is just the yellow stitching, the white interior, and then the yellow Alcantara. I mean, that's just absolutely gorgeous, right? Let's take a look at the deets real quick. Now, we got this one coming in at 31,000 miles. Family, that's absolutely within average miles, right? It's not, may not be low miles, but it's definitely average miles for this car. Let's look at some additional information here. Clean, 0 accidents, 2 previous owners. Come on, that's what you want to see when you're picking up an Inspiration series, right? Because you want the absolute best presentation possible. And then, guys, here's where the kicker is: $70,351. Now, they're calling that a fair deal, but listen, as someone who's constantly looking at the Inspiration series, who knows that these things pull a premium that sometimes the Car Guru algorithm just does not take into consideration, 70,000 is a tremendous opportunity for this car. Miles are a little high. I would love to see this thing probably like in the 15 to 20,000 miles, but that's just because that collector part of me wants to see that, right? For somebody who's going to buy this car, enjoy this car, and then, if these things go crazy up in price later on, decide to sell it, I think as long as you keep this under 50,000 miles, you're going to be in good shape. That's my personal opinion, right? I think if I'm partnering with King's Toyota on this bad boy, since they can't give you a certification, I feel like I'm going to try to go in and get some money off this thing. So I'm definitely trying to get this somewhere in that under $70,000 price point. So 69, 68 would be tremendous, but 69, guys, I feel like I'm coming out of this bad boy with a great opportunity, right? I'm looking at the miles, and there's a part of me that's thinking, because this is a Toyota dealership, right, you still can partner a little bit, and I don't think you're going to get a certification, but man, depending on who you're partnering with out there, you might be able to get the service, that 30,000 mile service done, and we know that's going to be at least $1,000 worth of goodies, right? So heck, before I pulled money off of the car, I might go in strategically and say, hey, listen, what did you guys do as far as prep to get it ready for sale? If they just say oil change and tire rotation and all that good stuff, then, you've got a tune-up that needs to be done on this, and you've got a brake flush. And those two pieces right there, you might ask them if they could partner with the Lexus dealership to get those covered for you. And then, man, you walk out of there with a great deal in hand, okay? All right, family, that's a tremendous Inspiration series to take a look at. And then last but not least, guys, earlier this week, I don't know if you guys saw the part 2 in our series on the 2020 forecast, right, where we taking a look at the 21s and how they performed price point in 2023, and then how they are performing thus far in Q1. Guys, this is absolutely a new record for us, right? I mean, we talked about in that video that we feel like pricing for these are going to be between 75 and 85, and that's on the hardtop and the convertible. But we also mentioned that, listen, we're going to have some outliers out here, and I absolutely feel like this one is a great outlier, okay? Let's get into it real quick, okay? We've got the beautiful obsidian black, which I love because that's the new color for 21, right? That's the new dark color, okay? Well, you know what, guys? I think that's obsidian black. Okay, don't 100% quote me on that one, but it's gorgeous regardless of which color it is. The more that I look at it, it might not be obsidian black. The interior, however, is that new interior for 2021, and it's the circuit red interior, right? So we got the brighter color as opposed to that dark rose. It's not dark rose. Dark roses was in the Inspiration series for 2022. It's that that Rioja red color that you see more uniform right here, okay? But I love the brightness in that color, okay? This one's showing to be very clean. Man, just again, great color combo on this guy. This is the sports package, okay? So you're gonna get your 21s, obviously, you know, your slip differential. You're getting the Alcantara we just looked at. Man, this thing looks stealthy. I mean, gosh, it looks amazing. Let's look at some of the deets on it real quick, okay? Excuse me, guys. We got 32,000 miles, which again is a bit high for a 21, but you know, family. We're talking about a $70,974 opportunity. If you've got a little bit of flexibility on the mileage, and this thing is still very much a baby, right? We're still talking low miles. Guys, I think this is the way to get one, right? $70,000, 32,000 miles. Let's look at what else we got on here. No history, but if I'm not mistaken, guys, hang tight. We get a little bit more details. It's at Crest Nissan in Texas again. Yep, here we go. We don't get the details in the normal place up there, but we do get a little bit more information down here. We got a Carfax one owner, and that means something, right? I think the fact that we've got these 32,000 miles put on by one owner, you know what? They enjoyed the car. They had a great time in it, but we didn't have it in multiple people's hands. And so I personally prefer a one owner vehicle if I'm looking at higher miles, you know, in order to justify that lower price point, right? We also have tint on this car too. So another dealer car, right? Which again, you know, I'm not saying dealers make it perfect, but dealers have a little bit, you know, rigor that they've got to get through in order to make sure that these vehicles are presented in their best place. And so I do like the fact that this guy's coming from the Nissan dealer. The other piece too, right, is that, listen, got an opportunity to negotiate. Let's negotiate this bad boy down to somewhere underneath 70, right? So we're in that 6.9 number. We're not going to be able to play any of the maintenance stuff like we did at the Toyota dealership for this previous 2019 Inspiration. So let's just go in for the bag on this one, right? Let's go in, either have our financing ready or not, but let's make sure we've got our stuff to where we're ready to play if we get the right number from these guys. Now, something else I want to talk about, right, that I didn't get a chance to talk about on the 2019 one, but listen, definitely look to take advantage of some of these lower percentage dealer APRs. Now, some of these things you absolutely have to validate because they're not always capable on used vehicles. But guys, when we're in a time like we are right now where interest rates for used vehicles, even on exceptional credit, right? Excellent. That we're still looking at somewhere like 9% interest rates. So you guys know, if you're going to finance this thing, obviously I personally love to take in large down payments, and I do it at 25%, 50%, 75%. Consider those percentages when you're putting down, and then see where you can't get the absolute best APR possible, because that's going to drive down your monthly payments. And of course, that's also going to drive down the amount of interest that you're paying to hold this loan for whatever the term is. Okay. So when we were looking at the other Lexus, let me go back to that one really quickly, because I think this one, the Lexus dealership, you see it's at a 9.29% interest rate. Okay. If I'm not mistaken though, I feel like the first one we were looking at here at Buick had look at that. Now, the Buick one is talking about a 3.9%. So again, validate these, but guys, you know just as well as I do, APR makes a tremendous difference. So, you know, if you're looking at opportunities, absolutely make sure in today's market you are seeing where, if possible, you can get the best APR, because, you know, that's just going to save you dollar and coin down the road. Okay. All right, family, that is our market overview for February 23rd, 2024.
GodSpeed's Lexus LC500 pick of the week.
All right, guys, let's take a look at the video of the week, right? It's actually coming from our friends out here at White Details in the UK. Now, a lot of videos this week on the, particularly the LC500 in this Ultimate Edition, but I really wanted to get this one out in front of you, right? Because, guys, they've got some beautiful, shots out here of this vehicle, and I'm just excited about just to present this, right? I mean, he's actually done a full, PPF. He's done a full auto correction. He's using SunTech matte film on this vehicle. And let's face it, that's probably the way to go because, I've spent a little bit of time looking at this particular vehicle in several videos this week, and I won't lie, this one, interestingly enough, feels like the type of edition that, man, I probably would feel a little awkward driving. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like something that should absolutely be up in a garage. This absolutely feels like the ultimate collector's edition. And whether it's in convertible or hardtop, right? And so, it's got that amazing price tag on it, and I almost feel like this car should look like this all day, every day, right? I mean, if you take this bad boy out, it should absolutely be, if it was me, right, it would be on very controlled drives and things of that nature, because I just don't want to, I don't want to damage this thing, right? I don't want to see scratches on it. And so again, that's one of the reasons why they've done so much to kind of protect the finish on this one. So the reason I put this one in front of us though is because honestly, it shows some really unique aspects and angles of the car. Heck, as a matter of fact, it's actually got me thinking, that I'm not so much against those little canards in the front, on the front bumper. I think they absolutely look, they look the part for this vehicle, right? But we've only watched, I just jumped in front of you with, a few minutes on the back end of this right here. Guys, I'll have the video linked just like I normally do. But if you want to hear some great, great information about this vehicle, you want to watch somebody do a full detail of the car. I mean, he takes the wheels off. He does a PPF on the actual wheels, on the calipers. He does a PPF on the actual cover. Absolutely take a look at this video, guys, and enjoy just watching some more close-up angles on this particular Ultimate Edition or the 2024 Inspiration Edition, okay? All right, family, that is our video of the week.
GodSpeed's Aftermarket Showcase.
Tonight's actual Aftermarket Showcase is coming from Auto Art. Now, I've done a couple videos in the past, and in those videos I've had my 1/18 scale LC500. It is from Auto Art, but I got quite a few questions like, hey, where did I pick up that model? Where did I get it, etc., right? And so I thought, you know what, tonight I'm actually going to make sure I bring you guys out here, introduce you to Auto Art, because if you guys are some automotives, and you just love vehicles, whether it's the LFA or the Lexus or Ferrari or Lamborghini, whatever your flavor is, Auto Art is a company that, has been doing it for the longest, right? And these guys have absolutely been coined the most detailed model company, period. Okay. I mean, the doors work, the trunks work, the steering wheel controls the direction of the wheel, the hood's open. I mean, the only thing that they don't have, family, is they don't have, working lights on these cars. But let me introduce you to it, right? If you go to Auto Art Models, I'll have the link in the actual description, but you'll come out here and you can do a quick search up here, guys, on any design that you like. But since, this is a Lexus LC500 community, let me kind of show you this. But look at the detail, right? You got the calipers in the back there with the Lexus, just like we have it. We got the center cap there. We got the tires, the wheels, even with the black inserts in there. I mean, this thing is amazing, right? We look at the back, we got the LC500, right? I mean, guys, when I tell you it's detailed, look at the exhaust pipes down there, right? I mean, this thing is, it's literally one of my favorite little aftermarket things that I have for my car, right? Because I've got this bad boy kind of sitting up in my office, right? And I just kind of look at it because I'm not obviously able to look at the LC500 all day, every day, the actual car. But I mean, this thing makes you feel like, you know, you're looking at the actual real car. I mean, it's just that detailed. It's just, yeah, it's just amazing. Now, has a like a if you will, like a faux carbon fiber on the top, right? Look at that. That's really cool. All right, obviously the undercarriage, you know what I'm saying? You got all the traditional stuff, but family, I mean, you open up, right? And now here's the cool thing. You know, look at the even carbon fiber right there over the door seals, right? You got your pedals, you got that Rioja red interior. Look at the steering wheel. I mean, you got the glass insert up there, right? You even got, like, you know, temperatures, your shifter. I mean, family, this thing is absolutely amazing. Now, the cool thing is, too, is that they've got every single color combination that you would want out here. They even have the hybrid, okay? They even have, now, I'll take this back. Auto Art, there's a few different companies who make these. The best ones to get are Auto Art, because Auto Art's going to have the white with the Rioja red interior. They're going to have the carbon fiber tops. They're going to have the retractable spoiler. Okay, we'll get to that in just a second. They're also going to have this in the black with the black interior, and they're going to have it in the silver with the red interior. And I think that I believe they have it in the blue as well, if I'm not mistaken. Now, may not be right on the blue. So when you want to get the blue or you want to get the yellow, then guys, Lexus has official cars that they release. And if I'm not mistaken, they either work with Auto Art or they work with a very detailed company. Now, the differences between those is that, number one, I think you're going to have to go with the Lexus released ones in order to pick up the Inspiration yellow one. And believe me, it's actually a hybrid, but you know, you can pull the hybrid off. And of course, the only time you'll notice it's hybrid is when you open up the hood. But it's got that white interior, right? It's got the bespoke yellow interior in there, okay? Same thing with the blue one. It's got the bespoke white interior in there, okay? But it does not have this little cool retractable spoiler. So one thing about the retractable spoiler is that with the Auto Art, you can absolutely pull it up or down. So it's absolutely, now that one right there, for some reason, it's showing white. Is mine white? Okay, maybe mine's white too. But yeah, so you've got a little key, if you will, that comes with the car that allows you to kind of pry that little area right there open, and so you can have it flat or you can actually have it retracted. So that's pretty dope, right? There's your two looks. There's it with it retracted, and there's it with it smaller. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, everything opens up: doors, hood, trunk, right? And I don't think we do. There's a little look on the hood. Look, you've even got the little carbon fiber kind of graded hood piece there, right? Just a absolute beautiful addition if you already own this car, or if you don't own the car, right? And you aspiring to own the car. You know, traditionally you can pick these bad boys up. A lot of good ones are out there on eBay, interestingly enough. But you can pick these up for anywhere from $150 all the way up to $350, depending on the color combination, the exact color combination you're looking for, if it's used, how many are available on the market. As you can see, this is sold out from Auto Art, but rest assured, right, you can pick up absolutely brand new ones from eBay and other online distributors and whatnot. But, you know, just wanted to put this in front of you guys because I think it's a tremendous way to interact with the vehicle without having the full-on production car sitting right next to you. So I hope you guys enjoy that. All right, family, that's our aftermarket showcase for the week. Fam, that is our episode for the week. I will have all the details of what we discussed tonight in the comments. You guys have a beautiful weekend. Godspeed.